Are we witnessing a potential rift in the Canucks locker room? Rumors have been swirling about a clash between two of Vancouver's top stars, and the stakes couldn't be higher as the season unfolds. With tensions reportedly rising, could we be on the brink of a major trade shakeup? Stick around because we're diving deep into what this means for the team's future. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay in the loop with all things Vancouver Canucks. The rumors surrounding the Vancouver Canucks locker room tension between JT Miller and Elias Pettersson have escalated, and as a passionate fan, I can't help but feel concerned about what this means for our beloved team. Brad Richardson, a former Canucks player, shared some candid thoughts on a recent podcast, highlighting the friction that seems to be brewing between these two stars. He mentioned how Miller's tough love approach might be pushing Pettersson away, and honestly, that raises a red flag for me. I mean, can you imagine the consequences if this situation spirals out of control? In this high-pressure environment, every little thing gets magnified, and as Bo Horvat pointed out, playing in Vancouver means you're under the microscope. It's tough to navigate, especially for young talents like Pettersson, who are still developing. So, is it really that simple? Are we just overreacting, or is there a genuine issue that needs to be addressed? The stakes are high, folks. If something isn't done soon, Canucks management might have to make a tough decision, and I can't shake the feeling that we're at a crossroads. From my perspective, if a trade needs to happen, it should be Miller who gets moved. I get it. Miller is a phenomenal player with impressive stats, including 19 assists and 25 points in just 27 games this season. But let's be real, Pettersson is the one with the potential to be a cornerstone of this franchise for years to come. Yes, I know Pettersson is having a rough year offensively with 18 assists and 28 points in 34 games, but he's only 26, and we still haven't seen him hit his prime yet. His contract runs through 2031 to 32, which gives the Canucks some much-needed cost certainty moving forward. Meanwhile, Miller's contract runs through 2029-30, and while his $8 million cap hit might make him easier to trade, I can't help but think about the long-term implications for our team. It feels like we're playing a high-stakes game of whack-a-mole here, where every problem we fix seems to lead to another one popping up. And let's not forget the added pressure of the Canadian market. The last thing we need is for the media to blow this tension out of proportion, making it harder for the players to focus on the ice. So, what's next for the Canucks? Can they find a way to smooth things over and prove that there's no rift between Miller and Pettersson? I hope so. But Richardson's comments suggest that this tension has been brewing for a while, and that can't be good for team dynamics. Canucks president Jim Rutherford is known for being proactive with trades, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see movement before the trade deadline in March. Now, if Miller decides to waive his no-move clause, it might just confirm that there's something deeper going on. But I have to ask, is that really what we want right now? I think about the implications for our season and the future of the team. You believe this is the right path? I, for one, am torn. I want to hear your thoughts on this, Canucks fans. What do you think about the situation? Are we overanalyzing, or is there a real issue that needs addressing? Share your feelings in the comments below. Let's talk about our expectations, our frustrations, and where we see this team heading. Hey Canucks fans, we've got some news that's got everybody buzzing, and I'm here to break it down for you. Just when we thought things were looking up for our star goalie Thatcher Demko, he goes and leaves the game against the Seattle Kraken due to back spasms. Now, I don't know about you, but that definitely raises some red flags for me. Demko had just returned to the lineup after dealing with a chronic knee injury, and he was starting to find his rhythm. In his first 7 games of the season, he showcased that two-time all-star talent we all know and love. But now, he's sidelined again, and with the team already battling injuries to key players like Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson, I can't help but feel a wave of frustration washing over me. During the game against the Kraken, he made 11 saves on 12 shots before leaving just 7 minutes into the second period. Sure, we got the win in a shootout, thanks to a standout performance from Kevin Lankinen, but how long can we keep relying on Lankinen? It's great to see him step up, but we all want to see our number 1 goalie back in action, don't we? So, what's the team doing in light of this situation? They've called up Artur Silovs from the AHL. It's a smart move, but let's be honest, it also feels a bit like a panic button being hit. The last thing we want is to put too much pressure on a rookie goalie in a playoff race. Silovs has potential, but we can't ignore that he's still finding his way in the league. Now, let's talk about the back spasms. I mean, come on, we've seen how quickly things can spiral out of control with injuries in sports. Just look at the NFL and the situation with Anthony Richardson. He went from soreness to chronic back spasms, and now he's out for weeks. It's a reminder of how delicate these situations can be. With Demko's history of injuries, I can't shake the feeling that we're walking a tightrope right now. So, what does this mean for the Canucks moving forward? If Demko is out for an extended period, we'll be relying on Lankinen and Silovs, which could be a double-edged sword. Sure, Lankinen can hold down the fort for a while, but we need Demko back to really be competitive. And with our star players already nursing their own injuries, it's a tough spot to be in. I want to hear from you, Canucks Nation. Do you think calling up Silovs was the right move? I'm honestly torn. On one hand, it gives us depth, but on the other, it feels like we're just trying to patch things up instead of addressing the core issue. What do you think? Are we setting ourselves up for success, or are we just delaying the inevitable? And let's talk about the emotional roller coaster we're all on. As fans, we invest so much into this team, and seeing our players go down with injuries is gut-wrenching. We want to see this team succeed, but every injury makes it feel like we're one step forward and two steps back. So, share your thoughts in the comments below. What are your expectations for the Canucks in the coming weeks? Are you feeling optimistic or frustrated with how things are shaping up? Let's get the conversation going. And hey, if you enjoyed this update and want to stay in the loop with all things Canucks, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss any of the latest news and analysis. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all the updates as soon as they drop. Let's keep the Canucks spirit alive together, and I'll catch you all in the next video.